So, hello, people. Hello once again to Track ID Mexico. I'm Pepe Camille, and this is my friend and co-host Matthew.
Hello, everyone, and we are happy to be here with you again in another a new one chapter.
And this is super exciting, man.
Yeah,
Super exciting.
more
because
than excited.
As you've seen in the past episodes, we had Steve Perry, we have Norman, we had Cass, but today we have a great bloke, an amazing DJ, and a legend in the progressive house.
Yeah,
scene.
this is a luxury episode.
That's correct. This is like a Track ID plus plus. And with us right now, Anthony Pappa. Hello,
Whoa.
Anthony.
Hey, how are you? Hello. Thank you.
The
Thank you,
man,
guys.
the legend.
The mate and the legend.
Absolutely.
I'm just me. Thank you.
So how you been, Anthony? Thank you very much for taking the time. I mean, we've been scheduling this call for a couple of almost a month right now, but we're
Yes.
so happy to have you here. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have plenty of stuff, plenty of stories to tell us because the Track ID people are hungry to hear your stories, man. Really.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on the show. And finally, we could get the date to talk to each other. I've been traveling a lot lately, but yeah, everything's great. Very, very good.
I
Thank
know you
you.
have a busy schedule, so we work around you. But we
Thank you.
finally have you here, and welcome to Track ID, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, so for the newbies, because we follow your career and we've been in touch with you for ages, but for the new people, tell us a little bit. I mean, about your extensive career. When did you
Okay.
start? What happened when you reached that new breed city that launched everything? What's been going with the progressive house scene, man? Tell us.
Okay, so I started very, very young, 12 years old. I bought my
Wow.
first set of turntables when I
Uh-huh.
was 13. So nearly 40 years ago. And I started just as a mobile DJ, buying records, collecting records, and DJing at my friends' birthday parties. And, learning how to DJ, mix, and put tracks together. From there, I started to play at clubs in Melbourne, Australia, where I'm from.
Uh-huh.
And then at the age of 21, I decided I wanted to go to the next level. So I moved to England, to the UK, because this was in 1995, before social media and everything. So if you wanted to make your name somewhere in the world, you had to go there. So
UK.
I went to the UK and started working at DMC, Stres Records, alongside Dave Seamann. Started making music. The first time I started with any studio projects. And I started making music under the name Freefall. We had myself and Alan Bremner, my partner, we had a couple of big tracks, Skydive.
Yes.
From this, I started doing more gigs in the UK and then started traveling around the world. Resident DJ for Renaissance, then working with Global Underground, the New Breed CD, and my career and everything was building, and started touring the world and becoming an international DJ. And yeah, this is where we are today. 30 years later, still going strong.
Perfect, man. Remind me, how many Renaissance mixes did you do?
I did 7 discs. 2
discs,
discs were triples, and I did 1 as a single. So 3 releases, but 7 actual discs.
Okay, yes. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember. This is the one with the saw, right? Remember, it's one.
That was the first one, and
That
then
was the
after
first
I did Renaissance Classics Volume 1 and 2. Yeah.
That's correct. Yes, those are.
I also did Global Underground. I did mixes for Stres, for Platypus, for Renaissance. We did, I think I've done about 25 compilation mix CDs for various companies.
And it shows. I mean, and those mixes really show the test of time. I mean, great mixes all around. I mean, especially, I still love all the Renaissance series. I mean, I mean, those ones were, I think, the gold standard. I mean, for everything. I mean, the
Sure.
early ones. I mean, the ones that you did, Dave's deep dish. Remember, all those mixes were really out of this world.
The Deep Dish compilation is awesome.
Mhm.
I remember that one. Sasha
That
and
is awesome,
Dewey,
yeah.
they
Yeah.
are amazing. But your CD definitely changed my life.
Mhm. So,
As the same
Thank you.
with the Awakenings with Dave Seamann.
yeah,
Totally, it was a game changer.
It was a special time where people bought the CD and listened,
CD.
and they
Absolutely.
used to read the sleeve and look at the words, and you don't really get that anymore today because everything's digital, and it's a different experience for the listener. But I think, you know, in the 90s and the early 2000s, it was having a physical CD was a
Yes.
special
Mhm.
thing. You know, it was a good time for music and for these compilations.
Talking about these years,
Yeah.
I remember you started at DMC as you said that,
Yeah.
but I think I remember you started making scratching and juggling with turntables, and
Yes.
you were
Yes.
He has a
competing.
story. He has a story.
No,
about this.
but
Uh-huh.
you were competing. Am I right?
The
Am I right?
DMC competition, yes. I did
That-
that when I was 15, a long time ago. Yeah.
That's why you really like to still doing that kind of
I
tricks
think
when you're
I think when
playing.
you become that kind of a DJ, they're actually called a turntablist.
Mhm.
You develop skills that you're very, very good at manipulating the records. And when you have these DJ skills, it's something that it's a different level of being able to play with vinyl, you know?
Completely
The way
agree.
you can mix, scratch, it's like a different level to just regular mixing. So it's good to have that knowledge and skills. Plus, before I was a DJ, I was a drummer, so I always had good rhythm and timing. Plus the turntable skills. Put that together, and I think you should get a good result.
Yeah, that leads me to another classic question. I remember that you had this musical formation, and you said that you were
Yeah.
drummer. So
Yeah.
so I think most of the people today say that you don't need to be involved in this kind of musical with the notes, the scales, and the basic knowledge. But I
Sure.
think it's another game changer to make it big.
Look, these days the technology helps people that don't understand this. Like you can press the sync button and everything is the beats match. But the way I understand and feel that the rhythm is it's inside me. It's a different connection with the beat. You know,
Uh-huh.
I see the beats, I hear the beat, but more importantly is I feel it. Like I know this is inside. You know, it's like.
Yeah.
It's but
You are-
my sync is a different sync to the sync.
Your sync is here.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
sync is
That
here.
makes
Maybe
sense.
here,
The sync is here.
but
Yes.
here is the most important
Of
part.
course, the sync,
It's
sync with
true.
heart.
It's
Sync with
true.
heart. Yes, I know. It's so.
And
I
and
see-
to be honest, when you sync on the players, it matches the beat. But I can find a spot within the beat that's even tighter, so that when the track's mixing, it's phasing.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
there's a point in the two kicks where it's phasing.
Oh,
And when you
yeah.
get two tracks phasing and you're mixing two tracks, the track starts to breathe. It's like and
Correct.
this comes through the mix. You can't do that with sync. This is something that you
Yeah,
hear
have
it, you
to
feel
push.
it. There's a
Yeah.
spot. And if you listen to some of my mixes, they breathe. That's basic. Try to explain that basically. You know,
No,
there's
you,
a difference.
your technical abilities is renowned worldwide. Really, I mean, in terms of those those long blends, and how you make the rhythm just flow perfectly. I
Yeah,
mean, we heard your balance mix from Croatia, and
sure.
from all of them, I think that yours is my favorite.
Thank you.
It is really my, because it just goes and goes, and it feels like a perfect long smooth track with such an energy, but like the funk
Yeah.
kick that he did with Dave.
Well, I was going to say that the key, one of the key words is energy. I mean, I try to put tracks together to create the feel and to keep the energy just moving. And yeah, the music's changing, there's mixing, but the energy is what keeps pushing all the way. So it's
pushing the groove.
I mean, that place, the festival was amazing. I was just very happy, and I was giving everything, and it was perfect.
And I see the setup behind you. So the question: digital or vinyl?
Yes.
Do I what? Sorry,
digital or vinyl? So what?
Both.
What both? Yeah, but what do you prefer?
I like both. I mean, I actually find that when I mix at home on vinyl, it helps to keep my skills sharp because it's that using your ear rather than relying on the digital, the readout. For me to DJ on digital or vinyl, no problem. I like both, but I love vinyl. I love the feel of getting the record with your hands
and everything. Yes.
Yeah, it's special. Yeah.
The other day, I was watching your Instagram account, and I saw a story that you were visiting Italy, and you said that you were visiting your family. So
you have Italian roots, correct?
So you have Italian roots.
Yes, my father, my mother and father are from Italy. My grandfather moved to Australia in the 50s, and my father was a young boy. So yeah, my family is all Italian. I have a house in Sicily, but I was born in Australia, so I have an Australian passport and an Italian passport. Yeah,
Anthony Pappa.
And
well, my last name is Pappalardo. Pappalardo. So Pappa is just short, half of it. Yeah.
The best food, Italian. I was in Italy a couple of years ago, and with my whole family, and I mean, whatever we sat. The food was simply amazing. We went to small.
The food's
bistros.
Amazing in Italy.
Yeah, large bistros, great restaurants, small restaurants.
Yeah.
The food was simply amazing.
Yeah.
Punchy stuff, progressive, like a really hard kick on it.
And then you have the floaty elements. So tell us, Anthony, Itajai. Tell us a little bit about this track.
Okay, so this is a collaboration between me and Aubrey Fry. It's our track. We're not even sure which label yet. We're sending it to Tom for balance and waiting for him to reply. So at the moment it's unsigned. It's a collaboration between Aubrey. It's the second track that we've done together.
Okay.
I didn't send you the first one, but I chose this one. So yeah, it's a collaboration. Aubrey Fry and myself. As you said, it's quite driving, but quite floaty as well.
It's that floaty sound is very Aubrey. It's super Aubrey.
Yeah.
So you heard it, folks. Here, Track ID Mexico first. Anthony, you were saying that you were when you were scratching. What? Well, now you play progressive, but at that time, what were you playing? Hip hop, or what were you doing?
Yeah, hip hop, funk. I started buying records like '86, so this was before progressive. House music was starting in the late '80s. So yeah, hip hop, funk, disco. This kind of music.
Now, you were talking about this rhythm. You can feel the beat inside you when you're making your blending and on the mix. I saw you every single set when you're playing with the cue buttons to push the kicks, making like a double or triplets for the drums, like an extra percussion. Most of the people got surprised about it. Tell us about this kind of technique, because most of the people just be hitting the cue button like sorry guys, but like an idiots. But when you're making this to improve the skill and the track and the blending, it's so different.
Yeah, but basically it's incorporating my history of and knowledge of drumming into DJing. And look, I don't do it all the time, but sometimes the right track, when there's a build up, I might double, and I usually do it with 2 CDJs because when I'm doing 30-second notes, which is quite fast, if I try to do it on one player, the player can't cue quick enough for the notes I want to hit. So over 2 players, I can do 16th notes on each player, making 30 seconds. So then it's like, you know what I mean? But to get that speed, you need 2 separate players independently. And I think it adds to the live performance show, the right moment, you know, if you want to build something and kind of kick it in. It's just incorporating my drumming into my DJing. I don't do it all the time, but at the right moment, if I feel it, I'll go with it.
Well, according to the specs, the new CDJ 3000 is able to do that. The 3000
that speed? I need to test that. I'm not sure.
It's supposed to be. You can either open the hot cues to have it as gated, or skated, or regular one, but it's supposed to be fast enough now that you can do all those kind of tricks.
Are you challenging him?
I don't know. I'm just laying it out there. That's it. Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet, but you know, I'm sure it does. When I get my hands on one, I'll try it. I'll let you know.
It's a good machine, and the screen is it's like watching an iPad. So
I don't know. We can watch a movie while you're DJing.
I don't know if you remember, but this moment I'm going to embarrass myself in front of the whole world. Maybe you're gonna remember first time I met you. It was a gig in Puebla.
And you had no gray hair.
No, it wasn't gray hair, but I remember it was around 2003 or maybe 2004. You arrived there full of vinyls with a couple of crates. After almost 6 hours of your set, you said, "Okay, you're going to next," and I said, "Yeah," but I admit it. I was so wasted. I was so drunk, and I said, "Yeah. I'm ready to go." But the stage manager took your crate down to the floor to make the switch with my crate, and suddenly you got on your knees to find your last record. When you got up to put the record on, I was passing my box on the top of you, and I hit you in the head. So
I hit my head or your head?
No, your head
on his crate,
and you fell down. And
really?
You just start like, oh my head! It was like, sorry, Anthony. All my friends hate this record box because it's so hard. I'm not your friend, and I still hating your record box. And I said, oh my,
you know what?
Goodness.
He still has amnesia from that. Yes,
I can't remember. I can't remember, but maybe because you hit me on the head, I lost the memory.
Amnesia, man. That's the only thing.
I just passed this one picture from that night to Rafa to put it on the screen. It was
that the
crazy.
photo you just
It was
sent me?
crazy, and I'm still sorry for that.
Let me
find the photo. Oh my God!
Yeah, that's right. That's the one. Yes.
Yeah, that was.
I'm trying to see the bump on my head.
Yeah.
Oops, oopsie daisies.
All good, man. All is forgiven. You know, it happens.
I'm still saying sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Maybe it helped me remember other things. You know.
Hey, Anthony. I see now that you just released an EP. The See EP, which is doing the great rounds on Beatport right now. The collaboration with Leo Wood and Faux Play. It's lovely, especially the upbeat track. It's See Me, if I remember correctly. See Me. How did that collaboration came to be?
Okay, basically, Johnny Hudson, who is my manager and booking agent, who has a record label called Music to Die For. He paired. His name's Faux Play. Faux Play is an artist on his label.
Okay.
And I've been doing music with Jamie Stevens, but Jamie's very, very busy, and it's hard sometimes to make time to work with him. So I said to Johnny, look, I'd like to make more music. Maybe I need to work with some different people. And he suggested to work with Faux. So we started talking to each other with some ideas. What kind of tracks should we make? And it took a few months to maybe find a place where we were both in the middle to have an idea of what music to write. And we started with this track, Seamann, and it developed into a great track. And then we thought it would be even better if we put the vocal on. Mm-hmm. So Johnny, again, he suggested this vocalist. We said, yeah, let's try. And we got a song from her. She sang on the track, sounded great, and it developed into this track, which is called Seamann. So it's Faux and myself, and the vocalist is Leo Wood.
It's a beautiful track. I mean, if I remember correctly, you announced it 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. When I saw it posted, and of course I follow your music, and this one is great. I mean, you have the club track, but you have also the electronic and the down tempo one, which is with the breaks one.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's my favorite mix. That it's called the Raptors mix. It's a breakbeat style. It's really cool.
It's spot on.
Very nice.
Spot on.
It's very floaty.
Yes. That's correct.
And what music trends are you spotting?
Music trends. Well, look, I get sent a lot of music. I probably get sent about 3,000 tracks a month, like on promo to listen to. So I don't keep a lot of it. I don't keep. I probably keep maybe a couple of hundred tracks, which is still a lot of music every month. Mm-hmm. I'm always looking for tracks that have something a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Like my main sound is progressive, but I like electronica. I like house. I like breakbeat, I like techno. So for me, I'm always collecting a broad spectrum of music, which I keep, and then it depends on what style of set I'm going to play to where I put the music. If I'm going to play a long set, I start slow, build to harder. Sometimes I can play a techno set and I'll just go hard. So I like to keep a lot of different types of music. And then I arrange the playlist depending on to where I'm playing for what I need. For the progressive stuff, a lot of progressive music these days is a little bit too generic for me. I'm looking for something that stands out. Tracks like your track, Mappy, on Salvador, it was like wild. It was noisy. It was different. That's the kind of stuff that I go, oh, this is cool, So. Just tracks that stand out from the other stuff that you hear all the time that sounds the same as everything else. That bores me. I mean, I'm sure it has its place, but I'm looking for the special tracks, the ones with a spark.
Maybe that's why you told me a few days ago that you like my one of the tracks I just finished, the Queen Aquarius track. It's completely different. It's an evolution of one synthesizer moving along the track. And now I understand why you said that.
Yeah, we've been listening to music for many, many years, and we want something that does something more, something that's a bit special. There's so many tracks trying to do or be the same thing.
Yes.
Too many.
That's correct.
Too many. The special ones are the ones that stand out.
And that's the job of a DJ.
Yeah, that's for me what I'm looking for when I go through my music, Mm-hmm. And also a track that you think, I can still play this track in years to come because it doesn't sound dated. It's got a good shelf life, it will stand the test of time. Special tracks.
I always say that a good track is completely timeless.
It has
100%.
We have our crates of 2001, 2005, 2000 whatever, and it's the tracks that whenever we go out and we play a couple of them because if it's the right time and the right time of the night, you just drop it and people go wild.
Exactly.
1 month ago, I was playing in a gig and I took out this track for Jonas Guvenen. Do you remember this guy? And
Yeah, he's a great producer. Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
great producer. I don't know
Red
what
Pilot?
happened with him.
What was it?
Red
Pilot?
Pilot.
Yeah.
Red Pilot,
I
yes.
played that Red Pilot from
yeah.
Silver Planet.
Zero Pilot used to. Oh,
Yeah.
it was such
And,
an
and,
amazing
and
label.
I don't know what happened with
I have
with
it
that
on my
guy.
shelf up there.
Oh
It's there.
yes, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
trippy. It's powerful. So I
It's really
think
cool.
that kind of I think that kind of track must be still going.
He also released some really good tracks on Bedrock as well
That's
back in the
correct.
day.
Back in the days, yeah. I mean, he was on fire. I
Yeah.
mean, he got this deep progressive sound. This
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
and
not.
the trippy melodies.
No, Red
I'm not sure what happened to him, but his music was always stood out for me.
I think he released a couple of mixes, but I don't know. He did a couple of track mixes, a couple of last year or this year. I saw it somewhere. I'm not sure, but there was something from him. Yes.
Going a little bit into the past, I remember I was playing one afternoon in my home. I used to be living with my parents. I was like 16 or maybe 17 years old, and I just pump up the volume to the top
Yes.
and break some windows, like a couple of windows. Do you have a kind of a story about like something like this?
Not about breaking windows, but I've certainly played music loud to annoy the neighbors sometimes.
or break some speaker cones. Yes.
No. Like
Just
the guy,
with the
my
neighbors.
speakers are good.
Breakbeats.
No, I believe it's with this kind of little bit of Afro groove, a lot of percussion in it.
So this track is called Curvedball.
Yeah,
Let
this
us
track
know
is
about
it's by Stereounderground.
Oh,
And I love this track because of the percussion. It's really cool. It's really funky. It's going to come out on a label called District Records, which is from Holland, I think in March. Just a really cool track. I love it. I've been smashing this.
You mentioned Stereounderground. I mean, his productions are always like this dark, really massive group. I mean, I love him.
It's darky, but at the same time,
At the time,
is jumping like
It's
40s.
like a mid-set song. It's perfect. I don't dark room, everybody just sweating.
Yeah.
It's just
It's a cool tune. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
here on Track ID Mexico, guys. You heard it first. Thanks. Going a little bit back, you mentioned Jamie Stevens. He's also from Australia.
Yes.
He's from Australia, so I've seen you done some tracks with him. How is your style with Jamie? He's also one of my favorite progressive producers. He is spot on. His last album was just lovely.
Jamie is amazing. He's a very good friend and he's super talented. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to be able to work with him. Working with him is great. He's so fast. So, we can talk about an idea, we start something, and then before you know it, there's so much development so quickly. So it's good working with him because I think sometimes when things move quicker, it's easier to get to the end, obviously quicker and easier to get to the end, but you don't get lost in that repetitive going around in circles. He really is amazing. It's a blessing to work with him, really.
Jamie Stevens, if you're listening to this, please report to Track ID Mexico.
Yes. Talking about the scene, how's the scene in Australia?
We have a really good scene in Australia. We have actually a lot of great local talented producers and some good labels that come out of Melbourne. We've got people like GMJ Amana, Mike Rish, Casey Taylor. There's a good crew, a healthy vibe in Melbourne. The scene is good. I wouldn't say it's maybe as good as Mexico. Mexico's been a very good country for me over the years. We have a healthy scene here, but we tend to have more. It's not like a weekly club scene. We have more special one-off events, festivals. I think, like a lot of countries in the world, progressive is not always the main style. People like more techno or tech house. just because it's more popular, it's more commercial. But we have a good underground progressive movement here. We do.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's perfect. Yeah, unless you're Argentina, you are Argentina.
Yeah, well, that's a different story.
We were talking about Argentina several times, and it's so big.
So what's your take on Argentina? We were discussing before we started
Look,
taping the show.
Argentina, for me, and also I'm sure for many DJs, is the best place to DJ. The crowds are incredible. The clubs are really great. Big crowds. They have a really good understanding for our music. And they really get it. They're very passionate. The energy is the best of the best. Really, it's amazing.
This is amazing. There's a lot of people talking about this.
Everybody's talking about Argentina. Everybody's talking about they want to go to
It's the
Argentina
place.
because if you want to play progressive, Argentina is the place to go.
Yeah.
You frequently, and this is a most. This question is a most. Frequently, we can see you playing along with Dave Seamann. And
yeah.
So we have Sasha and John. So we have Hernan and
Nick,
and we have
now we have Anthony,
right.
Pappa, and Dave Seamann.
That's correct. Yes.
And I think it's an amazing back-to-back.
You do an amazing show. You're back-to-back.
The thing with Dave and I've known Dave since 1993, so that's 32 years as friends, and we've DJed together for many, many years over the years. We have a good relationship on the decks and off the decks. We share we share music with each other. We have a very good connection. And when we play together, we communicate well. We have the same kind of ethos of style of DJing. We complement each other very well. I really enjoy DJing with Dave. He's a top guy, great DJ, good friend. And we're looking forward to doing many more shows together moving forward. Yeah, it's great.
So you're coming soon to Mexico again with him?
We are. Actually, Dave and I have got shows in Mexico already booked for January, February, March, and October 2026. So there's going to be plenty of shows with Dave and I next year in Mexico.
So if you're in the Mexico area, don't miss it.
No,
and we'll catch up with you guys.
Yeah, we definitely have to see you soon, really soon. Also, Dave Seamann, if you're listening to this, please report to Track ID Mexico.
Always invited to Track ID Mexico. Yeah.
Thank you.
So also we were discussing. I think the jewel on the crown of progressive was the Balance Festival last year.
Correct.
Oh, no, this year. Sorry, this year. It's this year because
this year and next year it's coming.
And then next year. So how was it? Tell us any cool stories that you have about the show. You saw your friends, all the people, all the big names, everybody. Can you tell us a little bit more about the show, about Balance?
The best thing about the festival was everyone being together. Like all this amount of DJs for our style of music in the one place over the 4 days. And, every DJ schedule is very busy, people coming and going. But in this festival, like, for example, Sasha, he arrived early. We were hanging out on the Thursday at the deep dish party. It was good to just hang out and talk. Hanan arrived early and, DJs were going early to the festival, supporting the other DJs, spending time talking to each other, hanging out with the fans. I heard one DJ at the backstage say, this is like a DJ high school reunion at one point because everybody was there. And it was nice. And I think as a festival musically, to have a full festival for this music that we all love and support and that we've been pushing for many, many years, it was like a celebration of everything that we've been believing in and doing, and it was amazing. It really was. The community, the people.
And also, you see, there are a lot of DJs that they see a trend and they kind of jump to it. I mean, sometimes they can do, I don't know, for example, they play techno and then the house is the thing and they switch to house and then they do the tech house. but you guys stay true to your roots,
True.
to your passion of doing
Yeah.
progressive. I mean, with their genres here and there, but playing progressive house is still championing progressive house all these years.
Yeah. I
No, no,
think
no.
it's just the music that you believe in, and when you hear something that resonates with you, and it feels like the right style or sound, and I mean, progressive has always been progressive for 30 years, but it's evolving. You know, we're always moving with new music, new tracks. So yes, it's still progressive, but it's what's next, what's next, what's next. So
So we had progressive. For me, it starts with progressive trance. Then it went to tribal. Then it went dark. I remember, and then
yeah,
it went a little bit kind of. If you try to put it in today's terms, kind of like melodic. If it was like melodic techno, but with the progressive. So yeah, there's been a lot of evolvement in the
yes,
music, but
it's
it's still
constantly
progressive.
evolving. We're always looking for the fresh next sound that's new, different, but still relative to what we're doing. You know.
Okay, but for example, you said that you start when you were 12 years old. What
Yeah.
what moves you to decide to start making electronic music? What happened there?
Playing electronic. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you were
yeah.
doing hip
Because
hop.
you were
Yeah.
doing hip hop, start with soulful and that kind of stuff. But what definitely made you to take this decision?
To went
Well,
to
I think
electronic.
first of all, when I was 12, 13, progressive hadn't started yet, but it was just
Yeah.
about electronic music, whether it be from New Order, Depeche Mode, disco. You know, you just funk. You're drawn to a style of sound which is dance music, and dance music has the beats. You know, it's the
Hmm.
rhythm. Um, and as that dance music evolves, it becomes house music, techno, trance, progressive. All these things came later based around house music, but it was always about the dance beats and electronic music. So if you're into this movement, you evolve as the music and the movement evolves. And when you're there from the start, you just keep moving forward, keep going to where we are today.
Is there a track or a record that you heard and you said, "This is it. This is the style of music that I want to play." So that boom, that changed you.
Um, Hard to say one track. I mean, the Left Field album was very influential to me.
Okay.
Um, a lot of different style tracks on that album, from slow to faster. Massive Attack, Depeche Mode, New Order. You know, some of the early stuff on Gorilla Records was like
Mm-hmm.
the early start of progressive house. Spooky. These were producers and sounds that, for me, was like, well, this is like the future of this music. You know, it was so groundbreaking and different to what was around at the time. And then from there, it's a constant evolvement
Yeah.
over time. BT, Embracing the Sunshine, was a track that was like, wow, you know, this is a new thing. You know, it was incredible, especially the Sasha mix of BT, Embracing the
That
Sunshine.
that
The
Yeah.
first time I heard him play it in Australia, I played with him on New Year's Eve, 94 into 95. He
okay.
started the set with the acetate. It was like, what's
Boom.
his track? You know, it's amazing. Yeah. So
But
that started a whole epic house, you know, that was to come years later. Yeah.
so you are totally a 24/7 DJ and producer.
Yes. Yes.
What
This is
happened?
my life.
What happened when you were so young and you told your parents that you're gonna dedicate your life to the music? What happened there?
Well,
Mom,
Because
I need a pair of necks.
most of the
Yeah.
people says that no,
You
we
have
are lawyers and you have to be a lawyer, you have to be a
yes,
doctor and blah blah. What
true.
happened there? Yeah,
I finished
I
school when I
really
was
want to know that.
17, and I went to work in my father's factory. He had a business making taps, you know,
uh-huh.
water taps,
Yes.
Yeah.
and I worked there for 3 years. And my father wanted me to continue the business. This is for you. When I retire, you can take over the business. And I'm like, no, I want to, I want to do music. And obviously, my father at the time was like, no, you need to do this. Is a real job. It's a good job. You can have all the company. And I said, no, it's my heart is not in that. I want to follow my dream and passion for music. So when I was 21, I made the decision to go to London. And in my head, it was, I have to try because this is what I believe in. If it didn't work, I was always going to come home and whatever, But I made it work.
No, it sure shows that you made it work.
It really worked.
And it was not an option.
Arpeggio time. I love it.
Oh, this sounds lovely.
It's like serious.
This floating.
Solid.
Forever Seeking, Anthony, tell us.
It's a new one from me and Faux.
Oh.
And it's going to come out on Guy J's label early morning.
Oh, early morning. When?
Yes.
When?
We don't even have a release date set yet.
Wow.
I don't know when.
Oh, come on.
But it's for Guy J, and I sent it to him. He loved it and wanted to sign it, which I'm very happy about. So Faux and Pappa, Forever Seeking.
Wow, this is really good, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
Hey, this is going to be massive.
It's huge. It already is huge in my sense.
So I can imagine Guy J's been playing it for like a while now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for a big time moment with those pads opening, filtering, and the arpeggios.
And it sounds great for an early morning, early in the morning. Sun coming up. It sounds like hands in the air.
It's a very emotional track. It
sounds very emotional. Yes,
yeah.
That's this is my kind of music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations! It's an awesome track.
Thank you.
People, you heard it here first on Track IDs, the new track from Mr. Pappa.
Yeah, and Faux.
Like tears.
And I can imagine when you were, I don't know, when you had because I was at the time in London, and I do remember seeing your new Read poster on the street.
Oh yes,
I do remember. So you sent a picture to your parents, Mom. This is it. I'm on the streets of London.
A funny story, because the Global Underground posters that you saw were huge, like really big. They were in the train station.
The bus stop or maybe the tube station.
Huge. I remember them. Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I was driving my car in London, and I nearly crashed the car because I was looking at the poster, and I nearly crashed the car. I was like, wow. It was incredible for me to see this kind of advertising, And back then, because we didn't have social media, they did all the posters and the advertising. It was old school way. It was cool. It was pretty cool.
I really hope you kept one of those.
I have a few.
It would be like the whole wall.
But maybe a smaller one. But maybe one of the posters.
Let me take you for a walk. Hang on, we're going to go for a walk.
Yeah,
so
let's do it. We have to see it again. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there it is. There, I remember it perfectly.
There's the gold disc for Renaissance.
Wow. Gold disc.
My Salador stuff is up here. So yeah,
amazing.
It's cool. I'm very proud of these things, and I have it on the wall. So,
Anthony, and how did that collaboration with Global and Underground came to be?
Well, obviously, when I moved to the UK in '95, I was doing a lot of gigs around the UK, working with Renaissance, and as my profile was rising, and I was doing more and more gigs, I was on their radar. So they contacted me to say, would you like to do an album with us? And at the time, they wanted to do the new series called The New Breed.
The New Breed, correct.
Because they'd had many albums with Sasha, Paul Oakenfold, Dave Seamann, John Digweed. they at the end of the 90s, going into 2000, they could see a new wave of DJs coming through that were ready to break into the next level. Like myself, Danny Howes, Lee Burridge,
Sander.
Steve Lawler, Sander Kleinenberg. This was all part of their idea for the new breed. And I was honoured to be the first one to launch the series. So, it was incredible time. The timing was perfect. It was coming out of the 90s. Progressive music was getting very fast. And I had a lot of great tracks that sounded like the future. This is where music was going for the millennium. The timing was just great.
Does Andy Steele in the front of Global Underground?
Yes.
Hey, Andy, come on. We need a Global Underground compilation with Anthony Pappa, please.
If they ask me, I'd be more than happy to do one. Yeah, I'm actually doing a lot of dates for Global Underground next year, doing some touring. So who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, okay.
Because the newer one is Guy J's.
Guy J's
Cordova, which is good. It's really good. It's his
honestly, I think Guy J was an excellent choice for Global Underground. If there was anyone that deserved it more, it was Guy J. What he's done has been amazing for our scene, our music. He's a great producer, great DJ, a really, really nice guy. So, congratulations to Guy J, because he certainly deserves it, and I'm very happy that he did one. Yeah, it's good.
The only problem with that Global Underground is it's way too short. It's way too short. I mean, if you go to a Guy J set, you expect, I don't know, like 4 hours of that caballito.
Yeah,
this is the rhythm that we always tell our guests. It's the caballito.
It's when the groove is like
it just keeps going and going and going. Just let you go. We call it the caballito. And that the only thing in that record, it's too damn short. It should be, I don't know, for like 4 discs or something.
It's hard sometimes to capture the essence of what a DJ can do in a long journey into one disc or a couple of discs. And there's actually a bit of an art form to that too. So, when you put these compilations together, you're trying to fit on a CD 70 minutes of music, but to tell a story in this time, it's not always easy, because sometimes you need longer.
I remember Guy J playing live act sets.
He was playing with
Ableton like that. But honestly, I really like when he used to play like that, like this. But I think Guy J's version playing as a DJ
with
set
4 CDs
I think is more than amazing. I really like that way, and I think he was struggling with different kind of obstacles and along his career. But what about you? What kind of obstacles you had when you were growing in this really, really sometimes unhuman career?
I don't think I would say anything's been an obstacle for me. I've just evolved with what's been needed. Like, I've gone from vinyl to CDs to USBs. For me, I feel like more of a DJ's DJ. For me to play and mix with my hands instead of using Ableton or a computer, it's not my style of DJing like that. I'm always more, I need to be in control of the tracks, the pitch, everything. I'm a DJ first, producer second. So for me, DJ will always be the art form of DJing,
And
it's not an obstacle. It's just the way I do it.
No, and there was a time around, what was it, when 2007, when Sasha started with the Maven, that people wanted to get into DJing with Ableton, but no.
I like it, but I'm not sure if that was the right decision. I don't know him, but I think he was trying to explore.
Exactly. I was just going to say, there's nothing wrong with exploring the new technology and trying different things and seeing how you can make it work. But even, Sasha's an amazing producer.
Oh, yes.
And he's also an amazing DJ. And I think when he DJs, the way he he was a great influence on me, for me learning how to be a DJ. When I listened to Sasha, when I was very young, I knew I need to be as good as this guy. That was always someone I looked up to, and I still do. So that was, for me, the benchmark. It was like, okay, this guy's really good. I need to be this good. Maybe try and be better if possible. So, yeah, Sasha's an incredible DJ, but now he's playing with the USBs. I think that's how a DJ DJs, but there's many forms now. It's up to the individual how you want to play.
As long as the medium conveys the energy, the passion, and the people are going nuts on the dance floor, everything is
the most important thing is the music and the music that comes out of the speakers, and how you make it work, it's up to you.
Caballito style.
Caballito style.
Wow.
More arpeggios.
More arpeggios. Hypnotizing you.
So, Anthony.
The bass line. The bass line. I love it.
This is boom, boom.
Like
so this is Plasm. Tell us a little bit about this.
Another one.
Wow.
Yes. 2 out of 2, man.
Pappa and Faux play. This one's going to come out on Sudbeat in April next year.
Okay, it's going to be out in Sudbeat.
Question, did you play it at Funk?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It sounds like I did hear it, yes.
Can I tell you something? When I was playing at Funk with Dave Seamann in October, I received the message from Guy Djing when I was at the club saying, hey, I want to sign the track, Forever Seeking. So, yeah, I found out at that set at
the gig. Great.
At that club, yeah. I was like, wow.
The force is strong with this one.
That's it. No, this sounds really good. I mean,
Wow. Now I remember at Funk.
He did play. I remembered because I
played the other one too. I played both. Yeah.
The last one, I don't even. The other one it's also really good, but this one I do remember this one.
Yeah.
We asked for Track IDs, and there it is.
Oh, here they are. Track IDs Mexico first. Thanks. What do you consider, Anthony, that the moment when you say, I'm here, I made it as a DJ? I mean, was it the poster when it was New Breed, or was it going back to we were talking, or when you first launched your Renaissance CDs? When was that moment when you said, "This is it. I'm in the big leagues"?
I wouldn't say, look. Obviously, the Global Underground album had a huge influence on my career, but before that, Renaissance did as well. Before that, making music under Freefall. I think as a career, there's lots of milestones along the way that just keep happening, and as long as your trajectory is going up, and you notice by your diary is busy, or you're playing a lot of gigs, you're traveling around the world, you're paying all your bills, you're making money, you can live off being a DJ or a music artist. That's a success within itself, because it's so hard, to make it in this music business purely as an artist, especially now with artists are getting less and less and less with people like Spotify, and you release music, you get very little back, but hopefully the profile helps you get gigs and you can tour, make money. It depends what you value success to be. For me, being able to do what I love, which is play music and make it a living, is success. There's different levels of success, of course, but yeah.
And a tough question. Was there a time when you said, I'm going to quit? So it was hard and things were not moving, and when you said, no, maybe I have to go back to making taps.
No.
Was there a moment like that?
I never thought about quitting. I obviously, DJs do go through ups and downs, and there might have been some darker times. For me, I had a hard moment 9 years ago when I had a car accident. I had a head-on at like 70 kilometers.
Wow.
And I broke both my legs, my arm and my back. And I was in hospital for 4 months. I was in a wheelchair. And it took me 2
Jesus.
years to learn how to walk again. So this for me was everything stopped. Music and all my focus was I need to learn how to walk again.
Your health.
So
Yes.
coming through this and being focused on rebuilding myself,
Mm-hmm.
the strength I had from that has made everything possible because I have such a positive energy to keep moving, to keep doing what I love, and it's made me even stronger than before. So,
And maybe your family.
yeah, my
Helping
family,
you.
but look, sometimes when something tries to get you down and you overcome something, it can only make you stronger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've always loved music and DJing, but I love it now a million times more. I'm just very grateful, very, very happy to be alive because I thought
Oh
I was
yeah.
No.
stuck into
I
this.
mean,
And
we're happy to see you where you are right now.
yeah,
Great.
and the fact that I'm walking and touring,
Yeah.
it means the world to me. It really does.
I remember speaking of also difficult times for everybody in every profession. Lockdown. I remember
Sure.
your streams. Your streams with your family was just walking around.
Sure.
You had like a patio or something. I remember that you had the whole equipment, and you had like
Yes.
a patio, and your wife was just coming over, and everybody was. I mean, everyone was doing the DJ sets, but yours. I remember
Yeah.
yours. I remember Gabe's
John's.
and John's especially.
Yeah. It was interesting because I never knew how to do a live stream in my life, and it was obviously we had nothing to do. I turned the house into a nightclub. The first live stream, my partner Louise, we had a phone with elastic bands on a broom, trying to film, and then I had
No.
to learn. Okay, I need cameras. I need to get this software, and so it was interesting times. We learned a lot, and it was a good way to connect with people that were at home. We never asked for money or anything. We just something that we did for love.
No,
It was
and it showed in the comments and positive
yeah.
comments and everything. The affection for your passion, it really showed.
Well,
We're
interesting. So
no,
some
yeah.
of the live streams that we were doing, we were getting like 1.6 million people views online. It was crazy. It's like
Oh my
if imagine this, you're playing to this audience. If it was real people, it was a lot of people, big numbers. So
Not even
it
in
was
the
a good way
biggest
to,
festival.
yeah, it was a good way to reach people.
Mhm.
It was never planned this way, but that's what happened. Yeah.
We're talking about streaming, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, all social media. But what's going on with it with a DJ's life without social media? For example,
Yeah.
what happened when you were trying to make you a big name or make you quite famous in a world without social media or without Spotify? What what
That
what did you do to make it?
That's why I moved from Australia to England because I had to go to where the scene was
Mhm.
to
Okay.
follow my dream. And you have to make your name the old school way, which you have to start touring everywhere. And if people want to know you, they come to see you play. So I was
Okay.
going to everywhere in the UK, everywhere in America, in Mexico, touring, years and years of touring. Where
No,
people saw the flyer and
Uh-huh.
they wanted to see you. They had to go to the party. They couldn't watch videos.
Yeah.
So it was all
Perseverance.
about touring and people coming to gigs.
So, and you make an excellent point. So you're saying is I had to move. You had the table kind of set because your father had a company,
Yeah,
so you decided to move to where the scene was. So
yeah.
and you made it. Your perseverance. You had the accident, and you're here talking to us. You played ballads and everything. What advice do you have for the young generation? I mean, the guys
Sure.
who just haven't getting an FLX4 and they want to start playing and they want to discover music. What advice do you have for those new guys that they want to get into DJ?
All the newbies.
If you want to become a DJ, do it because you love the music, not because you want to be famous or popular or Instagram followers, all this bullshit. Sorry to swear, but that's bullshit. So,
It is.
do it because you love the music. And if you love the music and you really believe in it and it's your passion, then enjoy it. Have fun. Do it because you love it. And hopefully it'll grow. Also, it's important for a younger DJ to be a producer. The best way for people to know who you are is to produce music and release music on hopefully some great labels. This will help your exposure to the world. People know you, that you're this person that has this sound or style, and this will hopefully help you get gigs if you want to DJ as well. So, but really, just do it because you love music, because you understand this feeling for the connection of the sound, the style, the music, not for anything else.
Nice.
Vocals.
That's vocals. We needed some vocals now.
We do.
Yeah. Wow. El grupcito.
The groove on the bass line. And the hi-hats a little bit with swing.
Signals Calling. Tell us.
Okay. So this track is by La Rosa, Nico Spavieri, and Sat. 3 guys from Argentina. And this track is going to come out on Sasha's label, Last Night on Earth.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so one of 4 tracks that they've signed. Yeah.
So it's going to be a 4-track EP?
Well, Sasha signed 4 tracks, but it's on 2 different releases.
Okay.
These guys are great. I've been smashing their music. They're making a lot of great tracks. This was just one that I wanted to choose. But there's many. There's many more.
No. Yeah. It sounds super. It sounds very Sasha. It's super trippy, and it sounds very Sasha. Trippy, floaty, but at the same group.
That's the typical progressive Sasha sound.
Yes. Yeah. Great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No. Signals Calling. Yes. Yeah. Also an amazing track. Yeah. Thank you. Only here on Track IDs Mexico. Thank you, Anthony, for the track.
Thank you, guys.
It's disheartening. I mean, that you see that some promoters, it happens here in Mexico, that some promoters require that the DJ is a master at social media.
Yeah.
Instead of being a master at the decks, they want them to be a master at social media to get people into the club.
How many followers do you have? And I think the same is completely wrong.
Yeah.
But Saturday evening, maybe lunchtime, you're having a reunion or maybe a barbecue in your home with some guests, friends, family. What kind of music Anthony Pappa plays?
It depends who I have over. If it's and it depends what time of the day. Normally at home, I listen to more down tempo, more chilled. A bit more relaxed. But if people have had a few drinks and then they want more, I have many options.
No.
I have 40 years of music in my house, so I can take the party in any direction.
How many LPs do you have?
Records, vinyl. I have like 35,000, which is a lot.
What? You heard it, folks. It's a large collection.
It's a lot.
35,000 records and still married. Your wife definitely loves you.
I have a very good relationship and a partner who really loves what I do, loves music, and I think it helps to have that support. Someone who gets it. It's cool.
You hear that, spouses? Support your DJ husbands. Always.
Yeah, support each other. You need a support network, especially when you're traveling and touring. You need someone who can support this because it's not easy being on the road all the time.
Any good records or any standout records right now that are doing it for you?
Records?
Artists.
I stopped buying records probably 2006 when it went to CDs. I have a lot of great new music. We're gonna touch on this soon with the IDs.
Okay.
But
besides electronic music, I don't know. You're saying down tempo. Any new artists that you say, these guys are so good right now?
You know what? I'm almost embarrassed to say I can't suggest anything because my time is so consumed with listening to the amount of music I listen to.
Uh-huh.
I don't always have a lot of time, free time, to listen to other music. I tend to switch off when, because I listen to so much music. When I'm done, I'm done.
It's a
No,
break.
I like the Back to Mine, series. But they're older, but they're still really good.
Yeah, but they're really good. Yeah, your favorite?
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite? Back to Mine.
Look, I love the Nick Warren, Dave Seamann,
Yeah,
Everything But the Girl.
The first
They're
two?
my three favorites. Yeah.
Everything was I think was like the fifth or the sixth, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
I'm
first
not
two
sure,
is
but it's a really cool album. Yeah.
the first one is Nick's, right?
Yeah.
The second one is
Nick.
Dave's.
Dave's.
Yeah.
And Dave's,
Well,
Yeah,
Okay.
they're just really cool. Cool tunes, cool
35,000
vibes.
35,000 vinyls. But what about CDs? How many you have?
I
Surprise
don't
me,
even
mate.
know. I have boxes and boxes and boxes. A lot. Yeah.
Jesus.
And now speaking now of favorite music, it's a dreaded question.
Yeah,
The tough question
the
of the
tough
day.
question. Okay, you're gonna move to live in the island, and you only can carry on with 5 records.
5
Which
records.
one?
Wow.
CDs, record, whatever.
Yeah.
5 of records that change your life. I guess you
favorites.
change your life. I don't know your
I
favorite.
can't think of 5 on it. Look, definitely a left field album, Leftism.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Massive Attack, Blue Lines.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a really cool, but I don't know the other. They're my favorite 2. I don't know 5. There's too many other good tracks.
We love
You
to
put me
make
on the
these
spot with that
questions.
one. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
maybe Renaissance, the first triple CD, John and
Okay.
Sasha,
Uh-huh.
More Than Exposure.
Okay.
Oh
think
yeah,
that's-
which one? The
No,
first
the
one.
first one. Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
One or I actually like them both, but probably let's go with the first one because that was very iconic.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll say one more. I'll take one of mine, the New Breed album.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
like-
That's my boy.
That's the way to go. Okay, well, Anthony, we love your passion. We really love your passion. We love the energy
Thank you.
that you convey. It shows on your 30-year career
Thank you.
and the stories and the passion that you can convey to the younger generation. I think it's a godsend. So we really thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being
Thank
here
you.
with Track ID Mexico. It means a lot for you to being here, and
It's a pleasure.
I know it. We thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I just can say thanks for this friendship along all these years. Forget the hate in your head, and but I just can say thank you for all your friendship, all your advice, and thank you for being here with us, supporting this show.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate it, and I always look forward to seeing you when I'm in Mexico. Thank you for having me on the show. Yeah,
And thank you.
definitely on my head.
Send him the bill. And,
Oops.
and thank you everyone for tuning in to Track ID Mexico. Remember that our YouTube channel is at Track ID Mexico. And
Ding ding,
ding ding. Subscribe and
and
like.
hit the bell.
And we're also available on all major podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, iHeartRadio, you name them. So whatever, if you want to see Mr. Pappa chat, see where his head got hit by Matthew, you can watch the video. Or if you want to just listen to the podcast, go to the other platforms.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Evan.
And
Yeah,
thank
thank
you,
you, guys.
everyone.
For Track ID
Gracias.
Mexico, at ti, and for Track ID Mexico, I'm Pepe Camille.
And Matthew.
Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.